Also at the signing was my next guest, Senator Ted Budd of North Carolina, who helped introduce the bill into the Senate earlier this month. Senator, thank you so much for joining me. You are one of the sponsors. It's now the first bill to be signed into law in the new Trump administration. Laken's mother said today she hopes it will save lives.
Well, absolutely. You know, I was speaking with her earlier, and I said, I'm so glad that you're here to support the president on this. However, had this been the law earlier, you wouldn't have to be here. And we all agree with that. Our hearts are broken from what they went through. And I would just say this is a great win for the president and a great win. I know we'll see Laken Riley one day in eternity, but right now, this is about making promises or keeping promises that President Trump agreed to, and that is to make it safe and prosperous again. And so his very first act of legislation helped make us more safe. This should have never happened. Ibarra should have been in jail, but he escalated over and over again. First of all, he broke into our country, then he endangered a child, then he shoplifted. All of these were detainable offenses, and had this been the law prior, this would have not happened. He would have been in jail.
How important, Senator, was it that you had bipartisan support for this bill, that it wasn't just Republicans versus Democrats, Republicans voting yay, Democrats voting nay?
Elizabeth, it shows that the issue on November 5th, which Americans overwhelmingly came out and supported President Trump on, was about getting our country back to being safe and prosperous. The election was about two things. They felt unsafe, and they felt that things were unaffordable. So when the president comes out and makes his promises, and you see people on the other side of the aisle that got the message, that they understand the electorate, even if they may be on the other side of the aisle, and then you saw John Fetterman, you saw some other colleagues that came on and supported the bill, even though Fetterman was there today, but you saw some Democrats that support it because they got the message on November 5th, and they realized that Americans want our country safe, and they want us prosperous, and today was about safety.
Senator, this bill is one of many actions Trump has taken to firm up our borders. ICE is now conducting raids in cities across the country. Trump has given ICE quotas. He wants them to be arresting 1,000 illegal migrants a day. The new DHS Secretary, Kristi Noem, said this afternoon that ICE needs more money from Congress to meet those goals. Are you prepared to vote for more funds to DHS and ICE so they can round up, detain, and hold these migrants before deporting them?
I will, because that's what the American people voted for on November 5th. They want this done. They want safety again. And it's going to take some significant investment to get us back. Had the Biden administration never been there, we wouldn't have to spend all this money. But unfortunately, it costs a lot to clean this up. And I think that's what the American people want us to do. It's going to take an investment to make our country safe again. And that's what I'll support.
How much do you think this is, are you willing to budget for this? I mean, we've heard a lot of numbers, big numbers tossed about how much it's going to cost to deport all these people. This could be a significant sum of money.
Well, first of all, I think that's what the American people want. I mean, we're talking about 11 million or more people that have come here illegally. But let's remember, we're dealing with this in layers. We're dealing with the worst offenders, those like Ibarra, who tragically murdered Laken Riley. And I'll also give credit to the lead on this bill on the Republican side, and that's Senator Katie Britt, who is also on the appropriations for Homeland Security. So this is her top priority, is to make sure that the funding is there to deliver on the promises that the American people wanted us to do as of November 5th. And so it's going to take dollars to do it, but I think that's where the American people are, and that's what we're going to do.
All right.
It's a worthwhile investment to make sure that folks are safe back home.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.